Hi, my name is Ashley Billiard. I'm grateful that you guys are here today to help me with my assignment. So, first of all, I want you guys to close your eyes for just a moment. Now, I'm going to describe a job. I'm not going to tell you what that job is right away, but I want you to think about what this job could possibly be. So, it's going to be a job that never ends. It's going to be a job that goes all year round, and you constantly have to be working to make it better. It's also going to be a job where you need to be compassionate and you need to have mercy. It's also a job where you need to be spiritually strong and also emotionally strong. These are all aspects of this job. So go ahead and open your eyes. So what is the first job that pops to your mind? A parent is one. So this, in a way, is kind of a parent, but we're going to be talking about teaching today. So if you think about all of those aspects, every single one of them is an aspect of a teacher. They need to be someone who is going to be spiritually strong. They need to be someone that the student can look up to, someone that they can actually hold to as an ideal or a person that is a good role model for them in their spiritual life. They also need to be emotionally strong. Every single year you're going to be getting new students. You need to be able to maintain a relationship with them, but still be strong enough that you can keep those relationships going outside the classroom and beyond the classroom. Also, we need to have compassion and mercy. Christ calls us to be compassionate. He calls us to have mercy, and we have to have that in the classroom. You need to be able to be compassionate and merciful to each one of your students. You also have to always be trying to get better. You always need to be pursuing your degree. Even after you have obtained your bachelor's degree, teachers always have to be constantly pursuing, looking for new strategies, looking for new teaching ways of getting to each one of their students. Also, finally, they never are finished. Even when the school year is finished and they have summer break, it never ends. They always are going to be continuing to pursue after what's going to be happening that next year, what's going to be the next step in that classroom. So that's just an opening of what a teacher's job description looks like. It's not just something simple. It actually is a lot more to it than you'd think. So there's going to be three things that we're going to specifically talk about in reference to teachers. They need to be chosen by God. And I'll explain that in a little bit. They also need to be prepared by God and by school. And lastly, they need to give themselves back to God. So first let's look at being chosen by God. It's important to be, it's important to have the aspect of being chosen by God. It is a necessary fact of life. And so when looking at being chosen by God, what that exactly means, in James it tells us we shouldn't be so quick to want to be a teacher, because teachers are going to be judged harsher than anyone else because they're the ones who are going to be developing the minds for Christ. Last, it also says in Ephesians 12 that people are given certain tasks, certain jobs that they are told to be a part of, certain jobs to fulfill in their relationship with Christ. Some are called to be pastors, some are called to be preachers, some are called to be teachers. And we can't take that lightly. In Kowalczyk and Egan's Introduction to Teaching, Becoming a Professional, they also have the aspects of what it means to be a teacher. You need to be, as I said before, prepared through school and by God. So through school, you need to be studying. You have to have a degree in order to be a teacher. You have to be certified to be a teacher. If you aren't these things, you're not able to give the students exactly what they need. Do you need to have a specialized body of knowledge? You need to have an emphasis on decision making and life-changing moments. You need to have an autonomy, which means you need to be able to make decisions in curriculum and make decisions in curriculum and make decisions in assessments and what the state standards are for those assessments. And lastly, you also need to be professionally ethical. You need to have those ethics so that you can maintain and show those students, as I stated before, you need to be that role model. You need to show them what is good and what is bad. Okay. So, in The Teaching Journey, which is written by a young woman, she states that as a teacher, she almost wanted to give up on her students because they didn't have the desire to learn, but she realized that she had to go back to school to relearn what it meant to want to learn so that she was able to inspire that in her students. So she went back to school to gain that desire, to want to learn, so that she was able to give that desire to her students. At Liberty University, the School of Education has a specific thing that they like to have their students all ascribe to, and it's called SCRIP. It stands for Social Responsibility. It also stands for Commitment, Reflection, Integrity, and Professionalism. They get all 5 of those from the different fruits of the Spirit. For social responsibility, we're called to love, have joy, and have patience with each one of our students. It also means that we're going to be believing that every single student has the ability to learn. No matter what they are, whatever their conditions are, every student has the ability to learn, and it's up to us as a professional teacher, to find that ability and to give them that opportunity. Okay? Commitment. It's faithfulness. You are going to be there every single day. You're going to show your students that you want to be there for them. Reflection. You're going to be doing this with goodness. You're going to be looking back on what you did wrong, what you need to change, what needs to be better, and always going to be pursuing after that and trying to do better. Integrity. This is about peace and kindness. This is showing your students what it truly means to be a woman or a man after God's own heart, showing that it is a strength that has to come from God alone. This is something that you're going to be constantly pursuing after, even in your own spiritual relationship as well as with your students. And lastly, professionalism. It's this gentleness or this self-control. You're going to be constantly showing yourself professional with your dress, with your professionalism in your classroom, and that you have your plans all set up ahead of time, and also in the way you interact with people, your attitude towards people. You need to be professional in every aspect of your life. Okay. So, lastly, as I said, we need to be chosen by God. We need to be prepared by school and by God. But lastly, we need to give ourselves back to God. After we're ready to be used by Him, we have to be prepared for what He has in store for us. He asks us to be a living sacrifice to Him, so we need to be that living sacrifice, just as Romans 12:1 tells us. Mr. Donnell, in Teaching Equals Helping Students Learn, he talks about how we are co-participants in that teaching process. So we need to make sure that we are actually participants, not just allowing our students to do it by themselves. And so, as I said, I was going to talk to you about we are all needing to be, as teachers, chosen by God. You need to not take it lightly. And also when we're teaching, we need to be prepared. We can't go into a classroom and expect our students to learn if we're not prepared for them. And lastly, we need to be giving ourselves back to God. If we're not willing to give ourselves back, then how can God use us? Thank you so much and have a great evening.